Boulder, Colorado, home to beautiful mountains, high-end restaurants, and taking the definition of high on life to a whole new level. It is also home of the prestigious institution, the University of Colorado. Just look at the majesty of this school. Buildings of high design and quality. Gaze at the Atlas building at the center of campus, an appealing outside as well as an amazing inside. Art painted on the walls, sculptures on public display, and even a cafe to keep students occupied. There are obviously high standards from the school about the quality of their buildings. Whether it's old or new, these buildings must keep up with the times. So that is why the first residence building ever made, Sewall Hall, is the pinnacle of interior design and structure. What the hell? Okay, it's just a laundry room. It's not the centerpiece of the dorm. Let's try one of the study halls. Certainly they have to be bright and inviting to all who enter. I see how it's charming, but it looks like the Haunted Mansion ride at Disneyland. Alright, I think I've been overly critical. These are just two areas. Surely the halls themselves are better. Residents walk through them all the time. Ah, come on. Fine, so this is the dorm standard. This is what resident life is like. All the halls are like this. Baker probably has the same conditions. I stand corrected. This building's amazing. Beautiful art, large social spaces, and even a full kitchen, a complete contrast to Sewall. So how did this building come to the pinnacle of interior design in the dorms? I sat down with Michael Breed, rap director of Baker, to answer some much needed questions.
I'm not sure why they why they chose Baker to renovate. It's the one central campus dorm that has been renovated. It was pretty bad. Run down, very awkward setup, not updated, and it's nicer maybe to live in a updated, renovated area. The new common areas really allow us to do stuff that builds community. Having better design spaces where the classrooms are all close to each other. There's good common study areas. There's a good area where we can have events. Those things all combine to allow us to, I think, deliver a really good student experience. Thinking about Sewall, it's a beautiful building on the outside. The courtyard is really spectacular, and you have the little lion fountain.
Yeah.
And I hosted a conference here at CU one summer, and we had conference participants staying at the building. So I saw the inside of a couple of the student rooms when we were planning for the conference, and they looked okay to live in, but I think new windows, new paint, better air handling, probably.
They saw it was a time for change, so why hasn't that decision been made for Sewall yet? Let's see what some of the students think about the current living situation in this dormitory.
Renovation. The bathrooms are pretty good already. I guess I would just have to say the flooring. It's pretty old.
Pretty mediocre. It's clean, but it's kind of gross at the same time.
New flooring in the dorms. Elevators.
I think just repairs overall. The general building, it's old and getting warped. I think just if there was anything to improve, it would just be the building in and of itself. It's falling apart a little bit. It's still pretty good, but just again, the warped doors and the infrastructure, it's not gonna last too much longer if repairs aren't made.
The bathrooms are not good. The laundry room's alright, Most of the time, a lot of them are out of order.
I'd say the bathrooms are probably the worst part. The hallways are kind of dark and depressing.
It seems the students would like to see some sort of change, whether it's big or small in this dorm. What about the people in charge of this hall? What do they think of this current situation?
Obviously, there's things that I would like to change. Obviously, I'd love to have elevators. I'd love to have some of the walls patched up. First is accessibility. Sewall is not accessible at all.
We're not accessible, and there's that issue, but also when students injure themselves, and we know they do every year, it's really hard for a student to get around if they live on 3rd or 4th floor to the rest of campus.
I think second, definitely improving our community spaces. Right now they're not very centralized, they're not very big or welcoming, and I think if we had a bigger community center, it would really change how Sewall functions and give students who aren't looking to go out on the weekends something to do and have a place to go that isn't a little rinky-dink lobby.
Northeast corner of the building is crumbling over the cliff, so there's that. I think our plumbing, since it's original, could probably use some upgrades.
Sense of belonging here. We see through data that students who feel like they belong on campus do better, they have better mentors, they do better in classes, and so really creating the community is important. And so we try and do that as best we can in school, because obviously we don't have the center community area, so we try and do trivia nights, we try and do things on the floors. But this is a challenge because we don't have those center areas in the building, so we don't have, like in the wings, we don't have lounges, so there's no place for students to go and hang out if it's on the floor.
I would like to see the faculty all together, the classrooms be bigger, but not necessarily at the expense of this beautiful courtyard, which is so unique to our building.
Actually, some good data coming out, some good studies that show that on college campuses, the halls that seem to look the oldest and have the most character and history tend to have the highest senses of belonging. Students like, wow, I'm part of something bigger than myself, and so they really feel like I'm part of some of the newer halls. Students tend to feel like they're living in a hotel. There's not a lot of character to it, it's just kind of like a really nice looking place and they leave. That being said, I do think we can kind of maintain both. And we can have our cake and want to eat it too. We can maintain the exterior of Sewall, which looks beautiful, Sewall's a beautiful building, and we can maintain some of the history within the Sewall while preserving some of the really great artifacts.
Sewall is the west entrance to the campus. You come up 17th to University and you turn left, and we have a parking circle, and in some regards we are sort of a welcoming building and an entry, if you will, to the rest of this part of campus, the main campus. It would be lovely if she could be polished.
So there you have it. This is how we're going to make things happen. We need to get this out, and we need to stop mistreating the hall so that way we can become a place that needs to be changed and not just an overlook.